Hello, this is Empty Threats, part 4. Empty Threats of Gorgeous George, the guy that can't really follow somewhat what he's going to do. The man that only thing he can do of his ability is flag people's videos. The man that's known, even from what I understand, flagging Facebook's accounts, stalk people by their phone number, address, showing addresses and phone numbers, making threats of bodily harm, all those lovely things. The guy with Empty Threats, George Alexander Garrett, we're going to be playing right now. And why the fuck is my phone ringing? Give me a second. Something wrong with my fucking phone. Alright. Who the fuck be calling this phone number? This phone number is like not even available to no one but me.
Wrestling or the pro wrestling or what I do is unique. Pedro, you know this.
We're going to play this part first to see how
on the Howard Stern
George gets offended on freedom of speech.
Insurance business
and you'll prove you'll see my motherfucking point.
Where do you guys want to take this show? What is your goal? I mean, are you trying to be the next David Letterman or something?
Well, David Letterman is very much, rules. I mean, he's funny and he has his own little show. No, I don't critique myself with anybody. I do what I do. I do this. I've been doing it for 4 years. People tell me, George, why are you still in Richmond? Well, I'm still in Richmond because I'm still in Richmond. My personal bit, my personal reason, that's why I'm here. But this show, I'm not sure if you've been privy or if you've seen the show before.
Yeah, did you call this number?
I have, actually.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
And you thought and you watched again?
Well, I think you guys are entertaining to tell you the truth, but I'm not laughing.
No, I did not. You have the wrong number. I'm sorry. I was just calling to see if this number was for.
You're entitled to your delusional opinion, and that's fine. You laugh at us all you want. We find
this must be one of them fucking telemarketers, but she hung up.
And so, whatever your trip is, that's fine.
Well, I don't have a trip, but you get out and you're all confident and cocky and arrogant about all these women who want to sleep with you and stuff.
Well, no, you see,
I'm going to change my phone number because, man, this shit is ridiculous.
You don't even know me. You don't even know the simple facade. You don't know what the show is about. You see this image, okay, I do this. It's entertainment. We're acting.
And this is off record, but this was the number I gave out to this Danielle woman on Facebook. See, I'm trying to do a study, as I mentioned, back at my headquarters, PIS 4400, on social interaction, or I would say trying to learn it rather than study, because it's such a word that nerdy like, I understand, but I don't know. Continue.
Okay, you picture to me to be a playboy, which in some cases.
No, I really don't. I think you're all talk, probably. I don't think you've probably been late in quite a while.
Well, you know what?
I think about changing this number because I got all these weird, odd-ass people calling my cell phone. I got people calling thinking I'm some Hispanic man. I got some people calling telemarketers, if at best, and got a text message from some woman telling me I'm Tasha or something. I'm like, what? Some people, like, what the fuck? I didn't sign up for no damn business. I mean, yeah.
I think what you can do is pull your pants down, play with your pet gerbil, your everybody battery cell, and take a dump at the same time. Because what you have to say to me is a hill of beans. Okay. Take it somewhere else, fat boy. I don't need to hear your crying. Come off. Cut him off. Okay. All right, fatty. All right. Listen to me. You can take your opinion and ram it down the commode and then flush it, because that's the equivalent to the insignificant chatter that I'm hearing on the phone here.
Just keep laughing.
Okay. That's it. A man calls a show and says that I'm more or less laughing at you. He says I'm more like laughing at you rather than laughing with you. And George in this clip gets offended and tells him, and the man further goes out and said that, I think you're all talk. I don't think you're funny. And he basically goes out and tells him, well, you could take your pet gerbil and play with it with your ever-ready battery cell. I don't know what the hell that means. I think it's some kind of a sex toy he's referring to. And he gets offended and tells the operator to cut him off. So that is Mr. Garrett in general. What? There's no color clothes. The white clothes. Yeah. Now leave me be. I'm doing something. People yelling out my real name. I don't want nobody yelling out my real name. Shit. Not like, Anyway, we're going to continue with Empty Threats of Gorgeous George, Alexander Garrett.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Gorgeous George, and we're going to talk about some things right now. I'm going to talk about the ongoing saga.
Yes, the ongoing saga of George Garrett and his behavior. What do you want? And stop calling my name. Yeah, stop calling my name.
You didn't put nothing in the machine.
Yeah, I did. I put everything in there. Now stop calling my name.
They're renting now?
Stop calling my name.
They renting?
Yeah. Whatever, yeah. Stop calling my name. Trying to, my name. I don't want my name on here, man.
This faggot in California that knows nothing more than to cyberstalk and harass me. This faggot.
People don't have no respect for privacy.
California has nothing else better to do than steal intellectual property that doesn't belong to him and critique every little thing.
What if I'm like on live camera and someone calls out my real name? I'm like, what the fuck?
I do. Last week we did a video.
Especially this nut, he would search for me all the way through.
A birthday video that we did with the camcorder inside WCLM radio studio.
Now let me ask you something. Did you buy that cake did you buy that cake yourself, or did someone bought it for you?
Videos. We did, like we always do, we usually do just the actual audio for the radio station on the birthday, but we actually did the audio and the video. And we did a, invitation to who.
How soft is that hair at skunk's tail?
We wanted to come, and the invite was put out there. Of course, Kevin came. Of course, Kevin's the co-host of the show, and we put an invite out there to singing sensation Miss Tori Baker, who was on the Christmas show of last year for us, the last show that we did last year, and was on the birthday radio show. So we did that, and I had summarized pretty much everything that what we do and what we've been doing. We did a tribute to Dusty Rhodes, Lesser Dusty Rhodes. We did all that good stuff. It was a good show, good music,
random music at best.
Good stuff of what we always do. And this faggot, very predictable.
Selective music by Mr. Garrett himself, based on what he listens to at his own personal time.
Faggot that likes to go ahead and put his permanent stain in every little thing that I do, put his little critique in every little thing that
there is a character on Pete and Pete, a villain called Pit Stain. He kind of, and the reason why the title, he had earned the title because something happened to his armpits where it permanently has a funky smell with it everywhere he goes, outside and inside.
That I do, and ongoingly steals intellectual property that doesn't belong to him.
Now, Artie Johnson, this guy Artie, did you get that from Pete and Pete as well? And how many Pete and Pete episodes do you watch? I want to know, I happen to like the show myself, Mr. Garrett.
Edits and does all this stuff. This is a troll. This is a mental son of a bitch that lives with his parents who lives on disability.
Here we go again. Live with his parents on disability. Live with his parents on disability. Live with his parents. Live with his parents on disability.
And pretty much who is a homosexual.
Homosexual. Live with his parents on disability. Homosexual. Live with his parents on disability. Homosexual. Live with his parents on disability.
Okay? Only thing he admits to is the fact of being a homosexual. He isn't a homosexual. He's a raging homosexual. He lives with his parents, and the only income that he makes is disability. Only thing he gets is disability. When I bust my butt...
God, how many times he keeps saying disability? Homosexual. Lives with his parents. You see what I'm projecting here?
Work.
He is projecting disadvantage and tries to use it as a shield to protect and wipe his behind if at best.
What I do, work long hours,
ass white,
and do everything that I do. Okay? This is getting to be a malignant tumor. This is getting to be a cancer.
Malignant tumor.
When you step that line and you get into people's real world, then there becomes a problem. There comes a problem beyond of a problem. And what this son of a bitch did, clearly what this son of a bitch did, is caused me to lose a friend.
You know what, George? I might have lost somebody that could have potentially helped me, but I ain't sitting here bitching about it. I'm taking it like a man. I mean, I don't even know if this woman up in Illinois likes me. As far as I'm concerned, I might have lost her because, well, I didn't get what she was doing on the internet the whole time, and unfortunately she is a mystery and an enigma, or whatever the fuck I can think of in my mind entirely.
Caused me to lose a special person, a person that I liked and revered.
I really think that girl was trying to get herself endorsed by coming to your show. And one way she was endorsing you as well as herself being endorsed.
A good person. Not to excuse what this person did.
So, like I mentioned before, the principle of this video was, as I mentioned with another clip, was the fact that George cannot take constructive criticism. He will get mad like this. And that is why the man has become a mark ever since they began with him on his public access channel, which is back in 1994, late 1994, beginning of 1995. And the genesis of that is still continuing.
And we're going to get into this right now. Out of the twisted documentary that he's done, the critique.
Wow, there's an air purifier in that house. Can I have it?
Video that should have been taken down a long time ago.
Actually, it's still up. It's been up since YouTube put it back up.
Which was taken down for YouTube.
Empty threats alert. He says you're going to mention YouTube and you're going to mention all this stuff. Empty threats.
Needed. YouTube had everything that the court restrained that was filed, and yet they put the video back up. I don't know whether or not if they summoned her, or whether or not she decided to go on in line and go onto the page and make some comments. I'm not going to say one way or the other. I would assume that they probably summoned her because they want to find out every little nook and cranny about my life. They want to freaking.
I don't want to know about your life. I really don't. I think your life is shared so much on the show, it's not even funny.
Cyberstalk me.
You're no comparison to Rosie O'Donnell when it comes to the talk show. None of these people.
And probably what this son of a bitch did was make contact with her. But on the off shot that she probably made contact because maybe she wants attention.
Well, she's getting that on her own.
She's thriving for attention because she's been told how good she is. She's been told how good she is even by me because she does have some talent.
Have some talent. She got talent, a lot of talent. Some talent. What a word to say. Some talent, some talent.
I was appalled. I was, for lack of words,
I was appalled
to see the stuff that
the
she
stuff
posted
that she put about me on that shit post.
That he
Saying
created.
something about my show ain't doing well.
There's no excuse.
And there's no excuse for what was said.
I could say that she wanted attention.
I could just say
she was
that she
probably
wanted.
starving for attention.
She, you know what? He is saying the same. Think about this. What he's saying right now. He is saying the same kind of stuff that he was saying about her. Now he's projecting that shit to me, and now does it in a deep-seated manner, saying that these people recruited me, saying that these people told me something about, if you know, we'll talk to you if you troll this man, and all this stuff he was saying about me. And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world? There was no conversation like that. There was never even no email like that, period. There were people that was telling me about you in truth, but there was never a conversation about we'll talk to you. In fact, when I did the Gorgeous George project, nobody didn't even know the part about me in the social interaction spectrum until I made it known. Basically, they didn't know nothing about that. In fact, I didn't know nothing about the characters that created interest just as much as you created interest with me. And I'm going to name a couple. Sean Brennan is one. Danielle is two. These are the only two people that create interest with me. The reason why they create interest with me is not so much because of their videos, not so much it's that, but it's also their character, their character, their being. That gives me the interest to talk with these people and hope to get the same principles that I haven't got and apply it with myself, and one day be able to have those same abilities. And you know, I guess you could call them a symbol in a way that I look them up as if when a child looks up their favorite basketball player and calls them their idol. Whatever, I guess you could look at it that way, but I personally just think that they're reflections to things that I should have been, and I know I am, premonition-wise, but it just hasn't been unlocked, and that is why I took the extreme effort of my part to ask questions to Mr. Brennan, to ask questions, even now starting to ask questions to this Danielle woman, and you know, it's just that you people may not believe this, but as far as fan base, these people would be great help to the cause of PIS 4400. And I somewhat look up to you, George, in one way, only because the ignorance you put out, the behavior projects as much as some of these cops, some of these authoritative people like managers, bosses, supervisors, if at best. And one of the main key reasons I'm doing the Gorgeous George project is because to be able to learn how to handle people like that with this kind of cocky attitude or this sort of attitude, period. People think they can talk to folks any kind of way because they got a position, or they think that because they got a badge, they think they're better than everybody else. These are the behaviors that you see of Mr. Garrett. I've seen them over and over and over again. And this is the problem of the social interaction part of my struggle, is never learn how to stand up to folks like that. Now, my mother was a strong-arm-minded person. She knew a lot of things. She'd been around the world. And I always wanted to take after my mom, but not completely, but in my own way. But I generally wanted to take after my mom in the way she handled people and the way she handled situations. I look at these things, as well as Mr. Garrett's perspectives, as I'm doing right now, as basically a Swiss Army knife, multiple purposes, like multiple purpose glue and all that shit. I know I'm rambling off on this, and I know that I'm fucking boring you, so we're going to continue with this.
Whatever the deal is being told. Because when you're told by many people you're so good, and you're good,
it's not the question of she's being told that she's good, period. I mean, I always wanted to play the guitar. I sometimes I'll be listening to certain music, I'll be fantasizing myself, playing the guitar, walking around, having people looking at me, either getting annoyed by me or whatever, and I wouldn't give two shits. I'll just do what I do in my freedom and my being, and just say fuck y'all. Not actually literally saying it, but thinking of it and singing whatever I sing out of my head. And with the guitar, I always wanted to play the country guitar. I always wanted to. I was robbed of that opportunity, just like I was robbed in social interaction. I was robbed of the things that I should have learned, like reading, and maybe somewhat robbed of my childhood and other things.
then you get a big head.
One day I'm going to talk about, and I'm sure you're going to use those disadvantages against me, because you're so pathetic. You're a waste of time. But you're not a waste of time with me. Mr. Brennan does you for laughter, and you are laughter. But I'm doing it for a combination of both. I'm doing it for laughter, but I'm also doing it for the main reason I'm doing it is actually to be able to learn the things that I should have learned as far as the way my mom handles people. Oh man, the glory days of my mother.
It boils down to. But to make a comment about me, never going to get it, never will break it, and making some lewd comments and some very disappointing comments that you made on that channel about me.
And you know what the funny part is? My mom sometimes don't realize that I look up to her. She really literally doesn't. I mean, she doesn't realize I look up to her the way she deals with things, and my mom's a strong arm-minded person. Oh God, I wanted to project that same power, and I always had a premonition and that feeling that I can, but there's a lot of things I have to learn. A lot I have to learn before I get to that level, and I hope someday I get to that level soon.
That was really distasteful and really hideous. I didn't appreciate that. I found your mother, in case you forgot that. I used to give you rides. I found your mother, and I gave you rides.
I was just talking about my mother recently.
Constantly. And this is
or just now
that I get for doing that. This is the thanks I get for you just to go ahead for whatever reason and trash me and say some stuff about me that was
trash you. Freedom of speech and being, more likely. And I always want to correct this. Freedom of speech is not a right or a law. It's a natural thing of the human race since time began. I don't know why the fuck it should be a law. Why the fuck it should be a right. It's not a question of labeling. It's a question basically of the fact that freedom of speech is part of every last one of us. What if it's the United States? What if it's somewhere in Pakistan? Or you name every fucking country. Freedom of speech is part of the natural existence of the human race. Whether if you like to hear that, or whether if you think this is a patriot American shit crap or not, that's really in reality what it is, in the mind, body, and spirit. Since time began, if at best.
Pretty much that was not even true. Okay? So I, don't appreciate that. And I didn't appreciate you doing that. The son of a bitch, Brennan, was the catalyst to this. And whatever you said or whatever, I don't care at this point. It's done. It's done. You ruined it. You desecrated my birthday show by putting it up. You went ahead and twisted stuff about me sucking cock, about putting penises in my mouth, doing twisted stuff. When you are a flaming homosexual yourself that sucks a mean cock. Okay? I am sick of this. I am sick of this beyond being sick. You ruined a friendship. You poisoned me against this woman. Whatever you said to her.
Have you ever became a plumber in your life? You look
You
like a
ruined
plumber.
it. I had to defriend her off of Facebook because of what you did. You ruined that. Whether she made contact, I don't care at this point. You been trying so damn desperately to get into my real world. And this is what you've done. You are a son of a bitch. You are a son of a bitch. Homosexual, a raging homosexual. Okay? And I'm getting sick of this. You want to go ahead and file papers now to the federal building when they're about ready to try this case? I want to tell you something. You are an imbecile. You are a freaking idiot. You have no clue to know what the law is. You're going to file an harassment, say I harass you, on a document for copyright. Admissible in the court. You harass me. You harass me on an ongoing basis, and I'm starting something up in your jurisdiction beyond other things that I'm going to be doing in California. So, here it goes. At this current state of time, YouTube is dropping the ball. They're not getting rid of the trash that you're putting up fast enough, and you're putting up stuff on there. You're doing shit. You're going ahead and creating problems. And you want to try to create a problem and say that I perjured myself. I don't listen to what a troll says. I listen to what my mailbox says when I get the certified letter in the mail from the court. And it was the 13th day when I got the actual document. So I'm not listening to what a troll sends me on the internet. The document did not come to my mailbox until the 13th day. So that was legitimate. I don't give a flying fuck what your spin is. I did not perjure myself. You have created this shit. And the only way to take care of the situation is to eliminate the head from where the head is. And that's where, literally and figuratively, what's going to be done. I've got plans for you, you piece of shit.
Empty threats alert. Empty threats alert.
Shit. I've got some major plans for you in the works. You piece of shit. And universal copyright.
Empty threats alert.
Since when did you become an attorney? Since when the hell do you know anything about copyright law? Okay? I know what I know. I did this in 2012. I filed copyright in 2012 to put a block and to eliminate and make there to be no gray matter about the situation. Universal copyright, anything that I do, it goes upon the show title and it goes upon every video that goes up for your information.
And just so you know, George, I'm not just going to be talking about you and my Piss 4400 channel. I'm going to be talking about other people. And they're not going to be in the same light as I've been talking about you as. But one of them, and some of them from my thrift shop experience in Maple Shade, I'm going to put into light. You've been mentioning my Goodwill videos in my last... one of your latest videos about me with the fence, and we have talked about that already. So I'm gonna mention the dude later on by the name of William Lacey, and basically my freedom of speech and my being would be equivalent to you thinking that I'm gonna troll him, because the same thing that I'm doing with you is gonna be the same thing I'm gonna do with him. Only it's a different subject entirely. Just so you know that.
Just go for your information, so get an education. You say you know law?
I guess what this guy tells me, George, you're going to like this one. He thinks that I'm sick. He thinks I'm a lunatic. He thinks a lot of things that is not even true. And I know... These are, I said to myself, I think about it now, and I said, this is the things that George Yarrett thinks of people like me, and not just me, other people. I said, Mr. Lacey is no different in that spectrum than Mr. George Yarrett, and the folks at Goodwill, which Mr. Yarrett was interested in watching so much, is no more different than him, and then all the other characters. So yeah, just prepare for a good thrashing for those that are listening and watching for the people.
You don't even work. You're disabled. You sit in your house.
You see what I said? He says, you don't work, you're disabled. You don't work, you're disabled.
You make $600 a month. You're disabled.
Like a broken
get a
record
check
or
from
some
the government,
shit.
$600 a month. So you don't know what the hell you're talking. You don't know.
$600 a month, please. That's not even a lot of money to even like pay bills. Who the fuck pays $600 a month as an income, and you can't pay the bills or nothing? You gotta go grocery shopping. I mean, goddamn. I mean, the government is sure cheap when it comes to helping the helpless.
Copyright law. You're disabled, okay?
I ran for president, this motherfucking shit wouldn't even go on. Be like, I'll say almost the figure of an average income, but not quite. But it'd be fair enough where everyone can be living comfortable. And if I ran for office, I'd definitely change this motherfucking country around, because you know how radical I could be in the things that I think of and the things that I don't approve of. Some of you motherfuckers watching my goddamn fucking channel, as well as my headquarters, Piss 4400.
I want to say this, as God is my witness. You have created hell. You have been creating shit for me, and I'm going to put an end to it. Will Markland and Timothy K. Reddy,
Anti-threat alert. Anti-threat alert.
The last thing you ever did was camera production through Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. What else have you done in Hollywood of any significance? You want to troll me? You want to get up there and trash someone you don't know? Will Markland, seriously. What have you done of any significance? You got a video of yourself jerking off some old man. In a video where the old man is like in his 80s.
Speaking of jerking off, you know, I was watching this movie, and the woman that played this movie, she was a little girl at the time, but I seen her recently, and she turned 30. Now I look at this woman by the name of Michelle Trachtenberg. I said, I want to, come to think of it, you did a video one time and you talked about women that you would do with. I think the first person I would do is Michelle Trachtenberg. That woman's hot. She might have been a little girl on Pete and Pete, but that girl in her 30s now, she's hot as fuck. So yeah, you talking about Hollywood? If I go to Hollywood, I hope I meet this woman. That bitch is hot as fuck. Y'all check out Michelle Trachtenberg, and the motherfucker's hot.
And you're coming up to them, jerking them off. What's up with that? Goes to show that there's some mental issues there with you also. The only thing you did of any significance was a unsolved mystery thing. Camera crew.
And you notice that some of the people he talks about are somewhat have background, like Brandon Hardesty. He was on the Tonight Show, and some dude that he's talking about now that was on Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. And I'm thinking to myself, Robert Stack, I like Unsolved Mysteries. I used to watch that shit every day on Lifetime, the television for women, because I was the only network that showed that shit. And they were showing clippages from like 20 years, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, old episodes when Robert Stack was alive. And then when he died, that's when they stopped showing the shit. But I love Unsolved Mysteries. I mean, fuck, man. I love the Robert Stack thing, the 80s, the 90s, I love that shit.
Production or whatever. Who are you? You're nothing but an imbecile. You have nothing to say.
And that guy is just creepy. Every time he talks, it's that creepy voice that he uses. I mean, what the fuck?
Because what you have to say is insignificant. Okay? So I see what you write. And you know what? I'm going to spam your videos. Okay? As a matter of fact, I'm going to spam you. I'm going to get into your real world. And Timothy K. Reddy, oh my God, you claim to be an author, author of what? Talking about antidepressants. If I want to read a book from you, I'll go ahead and poke my eyes out so I'll tell a blood.
I really gotta find out who this Timothy K. Redding guy is, because he mentioned him so much in a lot of videos.
Comes out that I can't see. You be claiming to be an author about some twisted, some just boring shit about antidepressants. You're much author as my lily white asshole is. Okay.
Ew.
Is it materially that you probably want to poke your eyes out with toothpicks or
what does this make any sense in terms of this guy?
chopsticks? You have no idea, and you want to critique me for what you do? I got more talent in my little pinky than you do in your whole entire existence. Timothy K. Redding, you are a putz and a loser, and you want to go ahead and critique me? You're not, and you're an author, right? you claim to be an author. Bogus. Yeah, you're much author as a frickin' homeless man panhandling on the street. You have no clue to what you're doing. You're talentless and clueless, and you want to critique me? You're self-loathing. And Will Marklin, you're also clueless. And Will Marklin, you're also screwed in the head. These are the friends and associates of one Sean Brennan. And I know Harmon and Thurston and all these other cast characters are lurking around. I know
it's Thurston, the Cave Matter dude. The Cave Matter man with the little long black hair and the glasses. And yeah, that's the Thurston man.
These other ass hacks and assholes are working around.
Hacks and assholes.
Okay? Harmon and Thurston and whatnot.
That always made me laugh. Ass hacks and assholes.
I'm not stupid. I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. And I swear, as I am standing right here on this camera, I am going to get the last laugh out of this. You have no idea. I work like a dog. I work long hours. For me to be worrying about all of this shit.
You know what? A lot of people work and they'll mount up the shit. And I'm talking about people who are literally just no big deal guys. I mean, people work, they make money. Some of them don't even have a purpose. Even if they work and make money, there's no purpose in life with some of them. So what's the big fucking deal, George? Continue.
What you're doing and when you're doing, it's just what I don't understand is why. How can one person be so obsessed about another man? Well, I can tell you.
I know why. Because you're funny, you're crazy, your attitude is just nothing but a comic. Yeah, you're just a funny, peculiar human being, if at best.
Obviously, because you're a homo. And I'm sorry to tell you, I don't swing that way. You're a homo, I don't swing that way.
I think Shaw likes to keep his personal business to himself, and I think a lot of people like to keep their personal business as far as homo tendencies or something to themselves, so yeah.
You're so obsessed about me, it's not even funny. You want to critique every little video that I do. Everything that we do on the show, you want to critique every video.
Here's what I'm going to do in the future. Speaking of critiquing, I'm going to probably start to critique things sooner or later. Right now, I'm just doing videos of empty threats. But yeah, expect some critiquing later on. Oh, look at his angry so bad. He's so mad in this video. I can't laugh. I can't help it.
It's going to go down. I'm going...
He's angry.
To have people in...
He's angry.
Play.
He's angry.
I already have people in play.
Angry.
In your jurisdiction.
Angry.
I already have people surveilling your area. Know where you live.
The same empty threats that you hear.
Once we get everything together,
you're hearing it from 3-4 months ago.
Enough money in my hands to pay these people to do what they got to do, they're going to do what they're going to do.
Your ass
and you are going to wish to hell that you never fucked with me. Not a threat, but a promise. You have made my life a living hell. And I know you get off on that. You made my life a living hell and every fucking thing you've done to me. You fucking trolled me at work, trolled me on my job.
Wow.
I'm telling you right here.
You talking about the cab job, right? And the home where it was once belonged to your mother, and your mother, you put your mother in nursing home, and you inherited a house. You kicked your own mother out of her own house, and then you basically took over. Yeah, that's really noble of you, Mr. Garrett.
Here right now. For what you've done to me, for every little fucking thing you've done to me, I swear, for every fucking thing you've done to me, you are going to get a little surprise. You're going to have a little reality check.
A little surprise.
Faggot, you son of a bitch. You homosexual faggot, you son of a bitch. I'm going to get the last laugh here. And I am the one that's going to be the one smiling at the outcome. Take it for whatever you want. You don't fuck with me. You don't fuck with me because I'm going to fuck with you. And I'm going to fuck with you so hard, I'm going to make you wish you were never fucking born. Trust me when I
Bowie's angry.
say that. Bank on that.
Whoa! Look at that! Oh my God, it's scary! Cover your face, children! Oh God, help me! Alright, that's all the fuck I have to show y'all on Piss 4400 / Gorgeous George Project. This is Piss 4400 State Tank / Empty Threats Part 4. Whatever the fuck's on my mind, I put out the same way as that blood that comes out. I see y'all later.